So this episode might be somewhat of a make or break episode for us this season. We are up against Hertha Berlin in the Europa Conference League quarter-finals. We are also playing top of the table Copenhagen, a team that we have lost to once all season, and we just can't beat them, and they're still ahead of us. We've lost one game all season, and they are still ahead of us in the table. This is frustrating. It's very, very frustrating. The only real silver lining here is finishing second place in the table will get us Champions League qualification football. Not Champions League football, but qualification football. We'll have to go through, I think, 3 rounds of qualifying to get it into the Champions League proper. But realistically, we just want to get into the Europa League. That's probably our target. Get into the proper group stages of the actual real Europa League. Champions League's a bit of a pipe dream. In between episodes, we have played a couple of matches. We've played Randers in the Cup, beating them 3-1. Colorado, Carniero, and an own goal from Daniel Svensson in this one. The 2 goals did come after the 90 minutes. We then beat AGF in the Superliga Championship group as well, 2-0. Barisic with a brace in this one. 3 matches in the space of 7 days. And we kind of want to win all 3. The starting lineup then for the Hertha Berlin game is going to be Hindrich in goal, Mossen, Dahlen, Lund Jensen and Pelamati in defence. Dahlen hasn't been particularly great since we've signed him in January, but he needs time. I'm hoping he needs time. Orlando, Hjulmand and Babu in midfield. Pete and Gelabert on the wings. Barisic leading the line. 37 goals so far this season for Barisic. Colorado still currently out injured with 9 to his name. That's a lot of goals for a player who realistically is a right back. I mean, he doesn't play there, but that's where they told me to play him. Right, let's try and put this into perspective. We probably shouldn't be beating Hertha Berlin, should we? We really shouldn't be beating them, but if we do manage to beat them, I don't think it's going to be a massive shock because we are a very good team still. The fact that we're in a European quarter-final in our first real season playing in Europe is pretty nuts as well. Corner for Gelabert to take it. It's Lund Jensen at the front post. Vol gets the ball in his hands. I've not fixed my corners. I think I need to fix my corners. Vol goes for a little wander in his penalty area then. 13 minutes on the clock. Big kick over the halfway line. Dahlen heads forward. Hjulmand to Pete just inside the Hertha half. Gets past his man. 2 in the box. Maybe a couple more joining. Goes back to Orlando. Gelabert doesn't manage to get on the end of that. Pelamati does, though, for us. Down the left. Crosses it in early. Back post is Pete. Unmarked. Has taken a deflection. Gelabert is there. Taps it into an open net. We take the lead in the Europa Conference League quarter-final. And Gelabert does a little jig. That's a weird celebration to do. I do think we need to fix our corners. I'm pretty sure our corners are not set up properly at all. Let's double check. We're on attacking left. They're not. Right. Fixed. I think they're fixed. They should be fixed. We've got a player going short for the corners. That's what we need. 20 minutes and another possible chance going our way. It's back with the Hertha goalkeeper. Toussaint forward finds Morsech, could be his name. Traore is in on goal here. It's a deflection and Hindrich keeps that one out of the goal, question mark? He did nearly wander it in. We do have to think this is the home leg. The second leg is going to be the tougher of the 2. If we can get a second goal in this, maybe finish this one 2-0 up, that would be lovely. 5 minutes left of the first half. Gelabert with it. Back to Babu. Pelamati on the left-hand side. Crosses it in. It's a header clear. Not the best header clear. Pelamati's putting some pressure on. We get the ball back. Babu to Pelamati. In the middle was Orlando. Babu to Gelabert. Pelamati on the ground to Hjulmand. And I'm not sure how he's missed that. He just hit that very hard, didn't he? He just ran up to that, hit it as hard as he possibly could, and blazed it straight over the bar. Half-time, it is 1-0. We should arguably be 2-0 up. No changes as we go into the second half. Hertha have yet to have a shot on target. They've had 6 chances. Not one of them has forced a save out of the goalkeeper. Although, arguably, one did, because we saw it. Traore's hit the post. I think Hindrich saved it. It got flicked onto the post. He was offside anyway. Our midfield is really struggling. We've got Orlando and Hjulmand both on 6-4s at the moment. We've also got Barisic on a 6-5. Mossen's on a 6-5. He needs to come off mainly through fitness rather than performance. But performance is also pretty poor at the moment. It's Mosek on that left-hand side for Hertha. Baumgartner down that left-hand side. Mossen just wanders in there, steals that ball away, invites Peter to run forward, and he does go forward. Across to find Gelabert, but can't get there. Lund Jensen to Pelamati. Gelabert to Babu to Orlando. One-touch football a little bit there going on. Pelamati's made a spectacular run, and Lund Jensen's pass was even better. And what's going on? What's gone on there? I don't know what that highlight was. Barisic should have probably scored. I think we're going to do 4 subs. So the changes then, Larson, Garcia, Carniero and Markovic coming on. Hjulmand, Barisic, Mossen and Orlando coming off. Basically, all the poor performance have been replaced. Everyone else stays on the pitch. Garcia as that DM is a concern. We don't have any fit DMs to play there. We could arguably put Babu there and maybe push Garcia to be the box-to-box. Might have been a better decision. In fact, as time is ticking away, I think we are going to do that little swap just because I think Garcia is probably better as a box-to-box. Apparently not, but Babu's definitely better as a DM. Right, we'll still go with that anyway. We've got 12 minutes of normal time of the home leg to play. It's Friedel. Carniero's with him. Serdar across. Loads of space. Vargas's effort goes just over the bar. Is it a corner? It's not a corner either. We are definitely holding on at this point. We're into the final 10 minutes, final 6 minutes in fact. Darlan with the ball across. Samuel Larsson tries to go down the right, doesn't bother in the end. Darlan again with it. Babu to Garcia, the American, dinks it to nobody. I'm not sure what you were thinking about Garcia there. That wasn't what you wanted to do, was it? Gartner plays it in the middle. Vargas across, finds Bayer, dinks it over. Baumgartner's there. Toussaint is there. And Lucas Toussaint makes it 1-1. His second goal of the season. It's not going to count. It's not going to count. Baumgartner was offside. Was he? Yes, he was. That'll do. Still not quite finished, though. Highlight straight after that little disallowed goal. It's with Lund Jensen in the penalty area. Pelamati, Babu with his yellow card. I'm worried he might pick up a second one. Pete controls it well. Goes for a run. He's got 3 in the box. Crosses it in. Markovic is there. It is a wonderful save from the goalkeeper. We win a corner. Pete's gone over to take the corner. Front post is going to be Darlan and Lund Jensen. Stick it on one of their heads. Stick it on Darlan's head. It's what we want to see. It's what we do see. And it goes over the bar. Another corner from the same side. Pete this time finds Vladimir Lund Jensen and he doubles the lead. The highlight came out of absolutely nowhere. We've got 5 minutes of injury time to play. We've taken a 2-goal lead. If we can hold on, maybe get a third. It's optimistic, let's be honest. If we can hold on at 2-0, that is a massive, massive result for our European run. So we've got 1 foot in the door of the Europa Conference League semi-finals. It is currently looking like Hajduk. I never know how to say that. Hajduk split. We'll go with that. Esbjerg, potentially Sturm Graz or Newcastle, and Sassuolo currently in the driving seat. Arguably, if Newcastle get knocked out and it stays that way, that's the dream scenario for the semi-finals for us. But we don't need to worry about that just yet because we now have to play Copenhagen at home. If we lose this game, we will be 5 points behind Copenhagen with about 6 games left to play of the season. If we win this game, we will go top of the table by 1 point. This is a must-win. A draw isn't awful, but a win is really what we need because I don't see Copenhagen dropping points towards the end of the season because, let's face it, they've not dropped many so far. The starting lineup then for the match will be Hindrich in goal, Mossen, Darlan and Duca Jr. and Pelamati in defence, Orlando, Hjulmand and Babu in midfield, Pete and Carniero on the wings with Barisic leading the lines. Obviously, a few changes. Fitness is an issue. Our European run might cost us the title, but if we win the Europa Conference League, do we really care that we didn't win the Danish Premier League? It's the Danish Superliga, but I'm calling it the Premier League because I'm English and that's what we do. One thing that's kind of annoyed me with Copenhagen, and it's not really with Copenhagen, it's Football Manager in general, is the fact that Rooney is still there. We are 8 seasons in. He's what, 25 now? 24, 25, something like that. And he is still playing for Copenhagen. No big club has picked him up. You would have thought with the potential that that player has, he would have gone to like a Man City or something like that. But nope, he's still happily winning the Danish Superliga every year. 25 minutes in and Copenhagen have the ball coming forward. Jakob Brun Larsen in the penalty area. Estevez crosses it in. Borges crosses it again. Johansson's effort is easily stopped by Hindrich in goal. What are we going to do then? That wasn't a highlight apparently. Barisic doesn't bother jumping for it and Hjulmand just heads down to a Copenhagen player and Rooney hits it wide. What's going on there? We're seeing the goal kick as well. So quite a lot is going on in this 5 minutes worth of highlight. Pelamati down that left-hand side, forward, finds Carniero playing as a winger today. In the middle, Nduka Jr., Babu to Orlando. Poor pass. Not what we wanted. Babu there saves the day. Orlando back to Nduka Jr. Orlando again has lost the ball. What are you doing, Orlando? If they score from this, that might be his day done at half-time. We've got there first. Pete's crossed that ball in. What have you done, Pete? Luckily, it went over, but still, that was a bit of a mess. Babu to Carniero. Hjulmand collects it 33 minutes. We're in the penalty area. We've yet to have a shot. Their XG is 1.15 at the moment. Borges goes for a run. Loads and loads of space to run into in his lovely pink shirt. Johansson's there. It's not saved by Hindrich. Isak Johansson makes it 1-0. And I think we might not be winning the Danish Superliga. Our subs bench is so broken at the moment that it is suggesting that I bring on Barnabas. You know, the Micronesian. I mean, we've had a shot, apparently. Their XG is 1.3. What is this? We've been terrible. We've been absolutely awful. Fitness is a miss across the board. Pete can come off. We are going to do Denson Barnabas. I can't believe we're playing Denson Barnabas with his 6 finishing. I mean, I can believe it. It's me. It's the type of thing that I do. But still, that is the only change we're doing. Because if we wanted to change all the poor performers, Mossen would be off, Pelamati would be off, Hjulmand would be off, Carniero would be off, and Barisic would also be coming off the pitch, which would be all of our subs. So, yeah, we kind of don't really have much choice. And I think we're going to have to focus on the Europa Conference League. And if we win that, I'm going to claim that that's what we were doing all along. Darlan's given away a penalty. Are you joking? We're getting VAR? If this is a penalty, it's a penalty. Darlan, for the money we've spent on him, has been pretty poor, hasn't he? Daniel Foman steps up. He always scores against us, and he's done it again. It's 2-0. Apparently he scored 9 goals this season, and I feel like 5 of them have been against me. Look at that momentum graph. That is absolutely awful. Considering we are the second best team in the country, we are just horrendous compared to Copenhagen. Denson's got the ball. Go on, Denson. Whip it in. He plays it on the ground. Carniero's there. The 2 makeshift wingers combine to pull off a terrible, terrible shot. Fitness is a problem. Fitness is a massive problem. Denson Barnabas is on a 7. He's our best performer by a country mile. What's happened? Right, we've done a whole load of changes. Larsson and Gercic on in defence. Garcia and Markovic on the wings. We should be looking to bring off Barisic because he's playing badly. Hjulmand because he's playing badly. Darlan because he's given away a penalty and his condition is horrendous. But we just don't have the subs. We saved Pete at half-time because he was playing... he was really quite injured at half-time. And we're stuck between a rock and a hard place. And the hard place is Copenhagen. Junior and Duke with a free kick. We're into the 90. Barisic's headed effort on goal is easily saved by Grabara. What are we going to see? Anything coming from this highlight? If anything, it's going to be a 3rd goal for Copenhagen. Fonseca to Fomin, back to Fonseca. Ball forward towards Rooney. And Duke gets there first. Scotty Garcia down the line. Finds Markovic. 2 in the box. Can he whip it in? He's hit the first man. Garcia to Barisic. Bartol Barisic has scored a late goal. I've gone very attacking in the hope that we can nick an equaliser. We've literally had 3 shots on target all game. I can't see us getting an equaliser. If anything, it's going to be goal number 3. It's not. It's over. Hindrich with a goal kick. I don't think I fixed my corners. I don't think I fixed the corners. Maybe that's the problem. Barnabas with it. Go on, Denson. Loses out. Larsson, though, picks that ball up down that line. We are 30 seconds over. Denson Barnabas. It's found its way to Hjulmand. It's all the way back to Grabara, who just big kick upfield. The full-time whistle is seconds away. Arguably should have gone already. What are we doing passing it around? I thought Denson was going to go for that then. He's not. The full-time whistle goes. It's another defeat against Copenhagen. We've lost 2 matches all season, and both of them have been against Copenhagen. And I think that is our title charge over. So with 8 games left to play of the season, we are currently 5 points behind Copenhagen. Obviously, there is still the opportunity to turn it around. They can still lose some games. The worry, though, is we still have to play Copenhagen again. Brøndby have weirdly only lost 3 games as well. They've had a very good season. They've just drawn a hell of a lot of matches. We're going to go forward, though, and we are back in Europa Conference League action. Hertha Berlin, obviously 2-0 up after the first leg. A win puts us into the semi-final. So all we need to do is not lose. If we don't lose, we are into the Europa Conference League semi-final. We're going to go for Hindrich in goal. Larsson comes in for Mossen at right back. Mossen has been playing every single match, despite the fact that he is not ready to be playing matches. He's been out injured, and I'm then forcing him to play. His fitness is ruined, basically. He's played too much, so Larsson's going to start. Darlan, Lund Jensen, and Pelamati in defence. I'm going to have a chat with Darlan, because he's not been very good, has he? Orlando, Hjulmand and Babu in midfield. Gelabert, Carniero and Barisic as our strikers. Colorado is almost back. He can play 45 minutes, so maybe we might see him in the second half. Darlan, buddy, recent form, you need to start playing at a higher standard. I mean, you're already very happy, and you should be good at football, you're just not. So I brought Darlan back, right, because there was a little bit of sentimentality there. I remember he played for us on loan, he was very, very good. I wanted to sign him on a permanent deal at that time, couldn't afford him. Now we can afford him, I obviously brought him in, and he's not really doing the job. But, we have signed a new centre-back, or will be signing a new centre-back, assuming a work permit gets sorted in the summer. And if you've watched some of the previous episodes, you might know who this is. I will show you after the Esbjerg versus Hertha Berlin game, that's who we're playing. We've also managed to convince the board to spend £1.3 million on a very, very good left winger, and I'll show you him as well. We've got a corner. We haven't got a corner. They've got a corner. Hindrich comes out, claims it. I'm going to get confused by the colours of the shirts because they look like they're wearing our kit. Big kick from Hindrich. No one's there. It's all the way back with Vol then in the Hertha goal. 2-0 to the good after the first leg. 12 minutes on the clock. Bayer to Eggenstein. Vargas down the line. Salai collects it. Eggenstein again with it. Babu's not quite there. Vargas is in on goal. And Vargas gets his 11th goal of the season, makes it 1-0 on the night, 2-1 on aggregate. It's not good. This smells of Anderlecht, doesn't it? This smells of Anderlecht. I think Babu was taking the blame for that goal because he's dropped down to a 6.3 for some reason. Toussaint to Adley. Baumgartner's running towards goal. He's dinked it. In fact, I think he blasted that. It looked like he went for a dink. Hits it wide. Another highlight. Lots and lots of stuff going on in this quarter-final match. Salai collects it. Vargas. Can he go down that right-hand side? We're keeping pace with him slightly. Cross comes in. It's gone wide. I think it's gone wide. It has gone wide. It's a goal kick. Free kick for Vargas just before the half hour. We clear it, but not particularly far enough. And the camera angle eventually caught up with us. It is Hertha still with the ball, though. On the ground. It's... No. That's offside. I know Adley wasn't, but there was a player blocking Darlan from tackling him. That is nonsense. That is absolute BS. What's this? So Darlan's chasing it back. There's a player offside. Number 7's offside. Darlan can't get to the ball because number 7's in front of him. He's interfering with play, guys. Has the offside rule changed? It probably has in the years that I last remember it, but that's ridiculous. 5 minutes left of the first half. Back with Vol in goal. Eggerstein plays it off to the left-hand side. Baumgartner, big kick over to the right-hand side for Salai to control it. Ball forward towards Vargas. Lund Jensen's given away a penalty. What have we done? What have we actually done? We have thrown this away, and it's not even half-time. It is going to be Eggerstein steps up to take it straight down the middle. It's 3-0 to Hertha Berlin. 3-2 now on aggregate. And we are not good when it comes to second legs in Europe. Not quite at half-time. We've got one final chance. 25 seconds of the 47 that we've got allocated. It is Toussaint's ball over the top. Vargas is going to get there first. And what has just happened? What has just happened? Defenders have given up. Lund Jensen and Darlan are both booked and on 6.4s. I think this was Lund Jensen's fault here. He just doesn't want to tackle him. Doesn't bother. Just runs behind him and just lets him have his shot away. And the goalkeeper was just as bad. Well, that is probably the worst half of football you'll ever see. That was awful. Absolutely pathetic. I mean, Gellerbert's looking stressed. People are lacking belief. How are some of these players playing so badly as well? I think we just leave it with the thrown water bottle and go into the second half. I know people are stressed. People are lacking self-belief. You're 4-0 down, guys. We need 2 goals just to stay in this. And absolutely nothing is happening in the second half. Larsson's on it. Larsson! I put you in because of fitness for Mossen, and you've just absolutely been an embarrassment. Right, we're going to do Babu off. We're going to swap you 2 round. So Colorado's coming on. We're going to do Lund Jensen off for Luptak. We're going to do Carniero off for Pete. We've got one more sub. Who else should be coming off? I mean, I want to do Hindrich. He's on a 6-2. Let's do Pelamati, I think, for Gercic. That's all of our changes. So Mossen, Luptak, Gercic, Colorado and Pete coming on. We need to score 2 goals. We had a corner then. We had a corner and didn't see it. Why not? Did we have a corner or they might have had a corner? It's a good job we didn't see it. Right, Hindrich with the ball in his hands. We've got 20 minutes to score 2 goals, ideally 3. Hindrich's big kick over the halfway line. Bisek forward. Gercic can't quite win the head for us. Ball in the middle. Adley's collected it. And Hindrich is he's done. He's done for the season. That's How have we conceded 5 goals in this game? They've had like 6 shots on target, surely. Okay, they've had 8 shots on target. Hindrich is on a 6.1. Darlin's on a 6.1. We've got a corner. It doesn't really matter at this point, does it? Luptak's there, doesn't get on the end of it. And now Colorado nicks it. Good. Darlin back to Julius Luptak. Darlin again. Hjulmand across to Moss and dinked forward. Barisic isn't going to get there. Vol can just fall on the ball, hold on to it. And they're going to go for a counter-attack because 5-0 apparently isn't good enough, is it? It's Ivanovsky down that right-hand side. Salai on the ground. Vargas collects it in the middle as Adley, and the counter-attack has made it 6. I never want to play two-legged European football again. I never want to do it. We were 2-0 up. We were the better side. And Amin Adley and Vargas have got 3 goals and 2 goals between the pair of them. Gelabert with a corner. Are we going to get anything? We are going to get something. Darlin's got on the bloody score sheet. Something magical's happened. I mean, it's 6-1, guys. We still need 3 more goals in the next 2 minutes. We've got another corner. Pete steps up this time. Luptak's there. Doesn't get on the end of it. Colorado keeping this one alive, hopefully. Luptak again. Ball off to Gercic. First time cross hits the defender. And that is a summary of our game, isn't it? There's 4 minutes of injury time. We've played 2 and a bit. Barisic, how has he not scored? How has he not scored from that? I mean, it was easier to score. They've cleared the ball upfield. Vargas is going to make it 7-1. He's being chased by Gercic. He's gone for a long-range effort. Hits it over the bar. Full-time whistle's going to go here in Germany. 6-3. 6-1 on the night. We won the first leg 2-0 comfortably. Gercic has this. We've got 4 seconds left to play. Nothing's going to come from this. If we get another one, it's just a consolation. The full-time whistle goes. And I don't believe I'm saying this, but our season is basically done. Not good. Silver linings. There are a few, okay? There are a few silver linings. First of all, £862,000 is coming our way. Darlin obviously scoring a goal as well. Financially, £17 million in the bank. Now, I did mention that we have signed deals for 2 new players who will be joining in the summer. But also, because of our escapades in the Europa Conference League, Denmark are going to fly up the rankings. The club coefficient's currently 15th place. Next season, they're going to go all the way up to there, which is, 10th. We're going to go up to 10th place, which means 10th place gets a team automatically in the Champions League group stage. Automatically. That is absolutely massive. I know, obviously, it's going to be Copenhagen, but still, having a team automatically in the group stages means us finishing second will only have to go through 2 qualifying rounds, maybe even 1 qualifying round. I don't know. So yeah, we only need to go through a couple of qualifying rounds. We're effectively guaranteed European competition if we finish second. Because if we lose that, we go into here. And if we lose that, we end up in the Europa Conference League. So, I think we, as a team, have single-handedly made Denmark a superb league this season because of our run in the Europa Conference League. Let's talk about the 2 new players. Cesar Preda is a 23-year-old Romanian left winger who is fast as all hell, and he can dribble. He can't take corners, which is annoying, but we are bringing him in. I can't remember the exact deal. I think it's fairly solid. £3.6 million. The board did this. I asked the board and said, bring him in. And they went, you know what? Actually, Prader's pretty good. And I think for £3.6 million, it's steep. It is very steep. But left winger is a position that I think we have kind of struggled to fill in the last few seasons. We've obviously got Gelabert. We've got Pete. We've got, I've already forgotten his name, Carniero, who can kind of play there as well. But Preda is spectacular, in my opinion. Somebody else who's spectacular, who's hopefully going to join, if he gets a work permit, is Leffer Gordon. I mentioned him a few episodes ago that I really wanted to sign him and he didn't want to join me. He's now agreed. Leffer Gordon will be joining in the summer, assuming he gets his work permit in, 2 days' time? We're going to be getting Leffer Gordon. That is a massive signing because he is 18 years old and arguably better than what Copenhagen have in defence. And he's still only a baby. That's going to do it for this episode. Next episode, I'm not going to commit to what we're going to do. I think we're probably going to do Copenhagen. I think we have to. We might have ourselves a cup final as well if we get past Silkeborg. And then we're probably going to have to play one of these, which is effectively going to be the decider Maybe. I don't know. But that's what's going to happen next episode. Thank you very much for watching this one. Let's not talk about what happened in the second match against Hertha Berlin. Let's not talk about what happened against Copenhagen. We beat Hertha Berlin 2-0. That's all that happened, and we made some good transfers. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.